Everything you need to know about travel to Japan in our brand new Japan Travel Guide. Japan is an island nation with a tremendous amount of history and culture intertwined with its present fast-paced reputation. From the epic wilderness of Hokkaido down to the tropical beaches of Okinawa, traveling to Japan is an experience like no other. Whether you're into food, culture, history, or the outdoors, Japan has it all. Travel to Japan is on the rise, and it's easy to see why. Of Japan's 4 main islands, Honshu gets the vast majority of visitors. Travelers are in constant awe of the spectrum of Kyoto's temples, taken captive with Nara's deer and consumed by eating everything in sight in Tokyo. However, the islands of Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku are also home to some of the country's most stunning scenery and are definitely worth a visit. Whatever you want, you can find it in Japan. Let us help you plan your journey to one of the most awe-inspiring destinations on the planet. Fushimi Inari-taisha Shrine is an important Shinto shrine in southern Kyoto. It is famous for its thousands of vermilion torii gates, which straddle a network of trails behind its main buildings. The trails lead into the wooded forest of the sacred Mount Inari, which stands at 233 meters and belongs to the shrine grounds. Fushimi Inari is the most important of several thousands of shrines dedicated to Inari, the Shinto god of rice. Foxes are thought to be Inari's messengers, resulting in many fox statues across the shrine grounds. Fushimi Inari Shrine has ancient origins, predating the capital's move to Kyoto in 794. While the primary reason most foreign visitors come to Fushimi Inari Shrine is to explore the mountain trails, the shrine buildings themselves are also attractive. At the shrine's entrance stands the Ramen Gate, which was donated in 1589 by the famous leader Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Behind stands the shrine's main hall, Hunden, where all visitors are encouraged to pay respect to the resident deity by making a small offering. Kiyomizu-dera, literally pure water temple, is one of the most celebrated temples of Japan. It was founded in 780 on the site of the Ottawa waterfall in the wooded hills east of Kyoto, and derives its name from the fall's pure waters. The temple was originally associated with the Hasso sect, one of the oldest schools within Japanese Buddhism, but formed its own Kita Hasso sect in 1965. In 1994, the temple was added to the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Kiyomizu-dera is best known for its wooden stage that juts out from its main hall, 13 meters above the hillside. The stage affords nice views of the numerous cherry and maple trees below that erupt in a sea of color in spring and fall, as well as of the city of Kyoto in the distance. The main hall, which together with the stage was built without the use of nails, houses the temple's primary object of worship, a small statue of the 11-faced, thousand-armed cannon. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum was opened in 1955 with the aim of communicating the reality of the damage caused by the atomic bomb to people all over the world and contributing to the abolition of nuclear weapons and the realization of permanent world peace, which is the heart of Hiroshima. At 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945, Hiroshima was the first in the world to be damaged by an atomic bomb. Most of the town was destroyed and many people lost their lives. Even those who barely survived suffered great physical and psychological damage, and many atomic bomb survivors are still suffering. The Peace Memorial Museum collects and displays photographs and materials showing the remains of the atomic bomb survivors and the devastation of the atomic bomb, as well as the history of Hiroshima before and after the atomic bomb and the situation during the nuclear age. Senso-ji, also known as Asakusa Kannon Temple, is a Buddhist temple located in Asakusa. It is one of Tokyo's most colorful and popular temples. The legend says that in the year 628, 2 brothers fished a statue of Kannon, the goddess of mercy, out of the Sumida River, and even though they put the statue back into the river, it always returned to them. Consequently, Senso-ji was built nearby for the goddess of Kannon. The temple was completed in 645, making it Tokyo's oldest temple. When approaching the temple, visitors first enter through the Kaminari-mon, Thunder Gate, the outer gate of Senso-ji Temple and the symbol of Asakusa and the entire city of Tokyo. A shopping street of over 200 meters, called Nakamai's, leads from the outer gate to the temple's second gate, the Hozaman. Alongside typical Japanese souvenirs such as yukata and folding fans, various traditional local snacks from the Asakusa area are sold along the Nakamais. The shopping street has a history of several centuries. The lively entertainment and nightlife area of Dotonbori is the most famous tourist destination in Osaka. It is famous for its striking neon lights, its extravagant signage, and huge variety of restaurants and bars. Located in Osaka's southern Namba area, it's one of the most colorful areas of Osaka and a must-see place when traveling through the Kansai region. Dotonbori's theater culture has since diminished, especially after the bombings of World War II have destroyed almost everything in the district. You can still find some remnants of the blooming theater culture though, as there are still some small comedy clubs to be found. And the surviving Shachikusa Theater still presenting kabuki, opera, and musical shows. Today, Dotonbori is especially known as a gastronomic experience to be had when you visit Osaka. The area is full of street food stalls, restaurants, and bars. Meiji Shrine, also known as Meiji Jingu, is a shrine dedicated to the deified spirits of Emperor Meiji and his consort, Empress Shokin. Located just beside the Junior Yamanote Line's busy Harajuku station, Meiji Shrine and the adjacent Yoyogi Park make up a large forested area within the densely built-up city. The spacious shrine grounds offer walking paths that are great for a relaxing stroll. The shrine was completed and dedicated to the Emperor Meiji and the Empress Shokin in 1920, 8 years after the passing of the emperor and 6 years after the passing of the empress. The shrine was destroyed during the Second World War but was rebuilt shortly thereafter. Emperor Meiji was the first emperor of modern Japan. He was born in 1852 and ascended to the throne in 1867 at the peak of the Meiji Restoration, when Japan's feudal era came to an end and the emperor was restored to power. During the Meiji period, Japan modernized herself to join the world's major powers by the time Emperor Meiji passed away in 1912. Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, located in the center of Hiroshima City, was built in its current location near the hypocenter of the atomic bombing during World War II on August 6, 1945, in hopes of creating lasting world peace. In addition to the Atomic Bomb Dome World Heritage Site, the park is home to the cenotaph for the atomic bomb victims, where the names of all those who lost their lives are inscribed, and several other memorials. Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park covers an area of 122,100 square meters. The park is home to many memorials and monuments, including the cenotaph for the atomic bomb victims, the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, the Hiroshima National Peace Memorial Hall for the atomic bomb victims, and more. The Atomic Bomb Dome, formerly the Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall, was designed by Czech architect Jan Letzel. It was highly acclaimed at the time of its construction in 1915 for its bold European design. At 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945, the building was destroyed by the world's first atomic bomb dropping, and it burned to the ground. It was instantly engulfed in flames, from the ceiling to the ground, instantly killing everyone in the building. Because the pressure of the blast came from above, part of the wall escaped collapse. Todai-ji Great Eastern Temple is one of Japan's most famous and historically significant temples and a landmark of Nara. The temple was constructed in 752 as the head temple of all provincial Buddhist temples of Japan and grew so powerful that the capital was moved away from Nara in 784 in order to lower the temple's influence on government affairs. Until recently, Todai-ji's main hall, the Daibutsudan, Big Buddha Hall, held the record as the world's largest wooden building, despite the fact that the present reconstruction of 1,692 is only 2/3 of the original temple hall's size. The massive building houses one of Japan's largest bronze statues of Buddha, Daibutsu. The 15 meters tall, seated Buddha represents Vairocana and is flanked by 2 bodhisattvas. Japan's first permanent capital was established in the year 710 at Haijo, the city now known as Nara. Prior to that, the capital was moved to a new location whenever a new emperor ascended to the throne. However, as the influence and political ambitions of the city's powerful Buddhist monasteries grew to become a serious threat to the government, the capital was moved away from Nara to Nagaoka in 784 and a few years later to Kyoto. Nara is located less than 1 hour from Kyoto and Osaka. Due to its historical importance, the city remains full of cultural treasures, including some of Japan's oldest and largest temples. Nara Park is a large park in central Nara. Established in 1880, it is the location of many of Nara's main attractions including Todai-ji, Kasuga-taisha, Kafukuji and the Nara National Museum. It is also home to hundreds of freely roaming deer. Considered the messengers of the gods, Nara's over 1,000 deer have become a symbol of the city and have even been designated as a natural treasure. Deer crackers are for sale around the park, and some deer have learned about visitors to ask to be fed. Nara's deer are surprisingly tame, although they can be aggressive if they think you will feed them, so make sure not to tease them with food. Kenrokuen in Kanazawa is justifiably classified as one of Japan's 3 most beautiful landscape gardens alongside Mito's Korakuen and Okayama's Korakuen. The spacious grounds used to be the outer garden of Kanazawa Castle and were constructed by the ruling Meiji family over a period of nearly 2 centuries. Open to the public in 1871, Kenrokuen features a variety of flowering trees which provide the garden with a different look for each season. The name Kenrokuen literally means Garden of the Six Sublimities, referring to spaciousness, seclusion, artificiality, antiquity, abundant water and broad views, which according to Chinese landscape theory are the 6 essential attributes that make up a perfect garden. A stroll around Kenrokuen will help with understanding this landscape theory as the grounds are teeming with water features, bridges, tea houses, trees, flowers, stones, viewpoints, and hidden nooks. The centuries-old Itsukushima Shrine, also called Itsukushima Jinja on Miyajima, is the source of both the island's fame and its name. Formerly named Itsukushima, the island is more popularly known as Miyajima, literally Shrine Island in Japanese, thanks to its star attraction. The shrine is known worldwide for its iconic floating torii gate. The shrine and its torii gate are unique for being built over water, seemingly floating in the sea during high tide. The shrine consists of multiple buildings, including a prayer hall, main hall and no theater stage, which are connected by boardwalks and supported by pillars above the sea. The Jigokudani Monkey Park offers visitors the unique experience of seeing wild monkeys bathing in a natural hot spring. The park is inhabited by Japanese macaques, which are also known as snow monkeys. It is located in the monkey's natural habitat, in the forests of the Jigokudani Valley in Yamanouchi, not far from the onsen towns of Shibu and Udanaka. The park has one man-made pool around which the monkeys gather, located a few minutes' walk from the park entrance. Visitors will likely already encounter monkeys along the path to the pool. The monkeys live in large social groups, and it can be quite entertaining to watch their interactions. Accustomed to humans, the monkeys can be observed from very close and almost completely ignore their human guests. Naturally, it is prohibited to touch or feed the monkeys. The Yubatake hot water field is the symbol of Kusatsu and one of the resort's main sources of hot spring water. In fact, with an output of 5,000 liters per minute, the Yubatake ranks among Japan's single most productive hot spring sources. After bubbling to the surface at a temperature of more than 70 degrees Celsius and with a pleasant sulfur odor, the hot spring water is cooled down in the Yubatake's wooden conduits by a few degrees before it gets distributed to the various ryokan and public baths. In addition, sulfuric sediment that collects in the wooden conduits over time is periodically harvested and sold as a type of bath salt at local shops. Many ryokan and shops are clustered around the Yubatake, and there is a steady stream of visitors, many of whom wear yukata and geta, traditional sandals, in the evening when the Yubatake is lit up. There is also a foot bath, ashiyu, that can be used for free. Takachiho Gorge is a narrow chasm cut through the rock by the Gokase River. The nearly sheer cliffs lining the gorge are made of volcanic basalt columns which resemble the scales of a dragon where the stone twisted and flowed as it formed. Partway along the gorge is the 17-meter-high Minonotaki waterfall cascading down to the river below, and it is truly impressive to see the waterfall against a backdrop of dense green foliage and the surrounding gray cliffs. There are 2 perspectives from which to enjoy the gorge. The first is from below, which is done by rowing down the river. Rental boats are available at the south end of the gorge, and the water is calm and easy to navigate. This highly recommended route offers a close-up view of the cliffs and waterfall. The second perspective, from above, is done by walking the paved path that runs along the edge of the gorge. The Tateyama Kurobe Alpine Route is a unique and spectacular route through the northern Japan Alps which is traversed by various means of transportation including cable cars, trolley buses and a ropeway. Completed in 1971, the route connects Toyama City in Toyama Prefecture with Omachi Town in Nagano Prefecture. The section between Tateyama Station and Ogazawa is closed to private vehicles. The main attraction of the Tateyama Kurobe Alpine Route is the magnificent scenery of the Tateyama mountain range, part of the Chubu Sengaku National Park. Visitors can enjoy varying vistas during different seasons of the year. In spring, accumulated snow, especially around the upper sections of Nadagahara and Morido, form a majestic snow corridor whose snow walls reach up to 20 meters high. A section of the snow corridor around Morido is open to pedestrians from April 15 to June 25. Summer and autumn attract visitors with beautiful landscapes, alpine flowers, especially June to August, and autumn leaves. The fall colors typically reach their best around Morido and Daikonbo from late September to early October, and they gradually descend the mountain slopes, arriving at the lower elevations around late October to early November. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and find it informative. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share our videos.